All of you have had the wrong envisionment of Pluto. It's not a planet or even a dwarf planet. It's a mistake. Hey interwebs, this is Eternal Potato wearing my Portal 2 jacket, like always, and today I'm going to explain why Pluto isn't a real planet, and it never was in the first place. Now, most people watching this are probably adults that grew up with Pluto being a planet and being called a planet for years. But through this video, I'm going to explain why Pluto is not a planet. Chances are that none of you would really believe me if I said that Pluto was a mistake. It was never meant to be in the Kuiper Belt in the first place. Let's look at some facts to back it up. First, we need to know some facts about Pluto, which is why people called it a planet. Pluto was discovered on February 18th of 1930 by a guy by the name of Clyde W. Tombaugh. Clyde W. Tombaugh made some of his own telescopes, which have survived for 86 years and managed to still be in one piece. In August of 2006, there was a massive uproar because Pluto got a new name of a dwarf planet. Because of a celestial body named Eris that was actually about the size of Pluto, was also found in the Kuiper Belt. People started saying stuff like small planets matter and stuff, because, for 86 years Pluto was called a planet, and they still wanted that to remain. But understanding some other facts will make it be similar to something else in our solar system. A moon. Some things about moons that we need to know is what's a size that would classify something as a moon? What does it need to take to have the name of a moon instead of a planet? Well, Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, has about 1,635 mile radius. Pluto has a radius of, disappointing compared to that, 739.6 miles. Compare that to another piece of rock that we have floating around in our solar system, Mercury. It has a radius of 1,516 miles, making Ganymede a moon larger than Mercury a planet. Now, what most people complain about is that since Ganymede is a moon, what makes stuff moons is it orbits around a planet, and the planets orbit around the sun, or a star, depending on which solar system you're looking at. I'm just looking at ours for understanding. Now, not all planets have moons. Mercury and Venus, they're the only planets in our actual solar system which do not have moons. But if you were to go to stuff like Jupiter or something, Jupiter has a freaking amount of 67 moons-ish. And, yep, got a lot of the moons here. But the rest is Ganymede is the largest of all moons in the solar system. And it's the largest, followed by Titan, another one which I don't remember the name, sorry guys, then Io, then our moon is actually the 5th largest moon, which makes no sense because it's not normal for a planet of our size to have a moon like that. Oh, back to Pluto. Our moon has a radius of 1,079 miles. The distance across the moon is, the diameter of the moon is pretty much the distance across the United States. The moon's diameter is 2,185 miles. The distance across the United States is about 2,802 miles. The difference of only about 644 miles. In space, that difference is barely anything. To put it to scale, that distance is 134.8 the size of Jupiter's diameter. To make it even smaller, the known universe we have is 5.5 times 10 to the 23rd power, or 550 sextillion miles across. Throwing that number to a calculator and dividing it by 644 to find out how big it is, it makes that distance a 8.54033727 times 10 to the 20th power, the size of the known universe. Like someone to try and tell me something bigger than that. No string theory and multiverse stuff, though. I'll cover that stuff later. Back to all of you Pluto lovers, and why you're all wrong. Why the moon, Pluto, has its own moons. As everyone knows, Pluto is in a region past Neptune called the Kuiper Belt. This area is similar to the asteroid belt that goes in between Mars and Jupiter in our solar system. This isn't the farthest area of distant rocks in our solar system. The Oort cloud is way past the Kuiper Belt. Most moons are a result of Pluto's moons are a result of the distant world's gravity pulling them in. Gravity is caused by the mass of an object divided by its energy, as explained in Isaac Newton's general theory of relativity. If you viewers want me to, I'll make a video about all of Newton's laws and theories and stuff so 10-year-olds can understand it. The gravity of Pluto is weak, at about, good to say, 0.658 meters per second squared. That means if you were to drop a little ball on Pluto, like this, and go, more like, it would only fall 0.685 meters in 1 second. The field of gravity, however, can catch a slow-moving sphere, so if a little sphere were to be coming here, and my hand was Pluto, it would get caught, depending on how big it is. The little thing of dust floating from a face star. And that's the reason why Pluto has 5 different moons going around it. Making us think that it was a planet because we know planets have moons, apart from Mercury and Venus. It's a good guess that saying what happened to Ganymede, if that was like in between Mercury or Venus or somewhere, it would probably, or if it was past Mars, it'd probably have its own moons, or we would have called it a planet. Going with the fact Pluto's a moon, it was probably thrown out like all the rest of the objects in the Kuiper Belt when the solar system formed. Good job, you made it through to the end of the video. I have a conclusion, which is Pluto was a mistake. It was never meant to orbit the sun, but it was thrown out to the outskirts of the solar system. Need one more piece of evidence to still try and deny me? Don't worry. I got that. To show Pluto was a mistake, we need to look at the orbit paths. The orbit paths of the 8 main planets in the solar system are pretty much on the same horizon, all flat, and they're pretty much perfect little circles, like this. And then, if you were to look at Pluto's orbit, it would not really orbit at the same way, on the same horizon. So we have little tiny moon, little tiny thing of Earth. It orbits the sun like this, on a flat horizon, or something like that. For Pluto, excuse all the noise, I'm just dropping everything, because I feel like it. Pluto, however, orbits more like this, at a sideways 17-degree angle. So it would compare like that. Still don't really think that it's a mistake. If you look at Halley's Comet, it has a orbit which is more ovular, if that's even the word, more ovular, like Pluto's, where it's closer to the sun on one side and farther away from it on the other. So, just so you know, all the facts show that Pluto, right where it is in the solar system, way out here, right here, it's way out here. Showing that it's not necessarily a real planet, or even a dwarf planet. It's a mistake, it was never meant to be there. Everyone is pretty much wrong. Everyone calling it a planet are wrong. People calling it a dwarf planet even, they're wrong. It's a moon.